We're here with Ted Williams, Director of Business Development for Citi's Energy A&D Group. Welcome, Ted.
Thanks.
Why is it important to spotlight the industry's next generation of leaders?
They've worked very hard to get to where they're at a fairly early age. And with that recognition certainly comes increased motivation and as well increased competition that we all know in this market is very good for productivity. And we should be recognizing these future CEOs and CFOs and COOs, heads of BD and heads of A&D early innings, so that it increases that motivation, increases that competition, and continues to foster productivity in the energy industry.
Do you have any advice for young professionals in the oil and gas industry?
I do. Being in banking specifically, you see a lot of movement with bankers, but it's also an observation that I've had as pertains to upstream and even midstream E&P companies. And so what I would say to the younger professionals is don't stifle your ambition, but be cautious of your moves. Make them count. Sit tight as long as you can and learn, listen, and garner experience from those senior fellows above you, because that experience is extremely important. But with that, when opportunities present themselves, certainly execute upon them, but be smart about them.
How would you encourage future generations to pursue a career in oil and gas, especially in a downturn?
I would focus in two areas. One is compensation. So I think historically, if you look at the compensation of geoscientists in the oil and gas industry, if you look at the compensation of engineers, specifically petroleum engineers, or even those mechanical, electrical, chemical engineers that became petroleum engineers, and you do a peer review to their counterparts in other industries, you'll see, I think, a higher income level and a higher earnings potential with those geoscientists and engineers in oil and gas. And so that's kind of the easy sell, right? The second thing I would highlight to a young candidate to encourage them to come in the oil and gas industry is if you look at sources of energy out there, let's focus on the renewables right now, right? I think school's out in the fact that if you look at solar or you look at wind, these certain types of renewable energies or energy sources, these are highly subsidized, right? And so they're clearly not profitable. And in fact, they in and of themselves are dependent on petroleum products to exist. And so with that, looking at the long-term prospects of oil and gas, it's, I think, clear to say that the oil industry isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, thank you, Ted.
Lynn, I appreciate you having me today, so thank you.
For more videos like this, please visit oilandgasinvestor.com.